Yeah, thank you very much, Rezene, for joining me. This is our Computek College podcast. It is Learning Beyond Borders. Thank you very much for your time. We're going to have, hopefully, we're going to have fun out of this podcast. I have some questions to ask. So once more again, thank you. I know that we have been together for so long, and so we know each other. But just for the sake of our viewers, can you just introduce yourself very briefly, your name, and so on?
Okay, my name is Rezene Haile. I'm from Eritrea, and my profession is basically accounting. And I had also some experience also as a part-time instructor while I was at home. Then I came here, immigrated here, end of 2017. I was landed here. Then I had worked for some manufacturing businesses, very for short period of time, and I started to work here starting 3 years back. I'm here lecturing accounting and payroll. The then accounting and the payroll, now it is accounting, payroll, and tax. Briefly,
Good,
it looks like.
good. Thank you very much, Razana, for that brief introduction. Actually, you have answered some of my questions. Uh, but to make it a little bit expanded, when exactly did you come to Canada and how did you feel living in Canada? I know that it's very completely different living back home and living in Canada. So, when exactly did you come and how did you like living in Canada?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I have arrived here end of 2017, means in October, end of October actually, like 26 or 28 of October 2017. I arrived here. Then, of course, generally, being an immigrant is not easy, I know, especially when you come here at older age. If you come immigrated at young age, I think it would be different.
That's
I didn't know about that. Yeah, because but it is not easy. It's not easy because you have to get used. You need to adapt to the new environment, new condition. You have to get acclimatized with this new environment, so that it will take time first. Second, the experience you have, also the experience you have at home, and the what it is demanded here may be different also, especially Canada is tough for that. There is what they call the Canadian experience, so that it is not, I didn't find it easy as it was imagined before I came through US, so that my intention was, when I landed here, because I have master's degree, that was my belief, so that I have work experience over 30 years. Then I can have easily got a job, then get easily also uh, get familiar with the working system or the social fabric of the Canada. But it was tough. I found it tough. First, the weather itself is, you have to get used to the weather first. Second, you need also to have like this bridging the gap courses and so on and so forth to get, because they ask you wherever you go, they ask you this Canadian experience. So that it was tough time for me. It's not as simple, but when when you get your network is expanded, when you have more information about how you function, or how you get used to everything, you need to have networks. This is what I have to stress: networks to ask to go. There are a lot of organizations that give you information for free actually, so that then it easy, things will be simplified, and you will be familiar there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, that is the main objective of the podcast, because As immigrant, we all have passed through very, very difficult times. But here we are, we have passed those difficult times and we are in a better position. And we just want to share our experience with others so that they can learn from our experience. That's great. I know that it's very difficult at the very beginning, but again, you have overcome all the challenges and you're here.
Like I said before, basically, I'm a practitioner. I'm accountant. Yeah, I graduated in 1986 from Asmara University in accounting from Eritrea. It means then I was accountant from the very beginning. Then I had worked under different capacities in the accounting and the finance field. I was an accountant when I was recruited first, when I get employed. Then I had worked as a budget accountant, as a cost accountant, as a project accountant, even in the financial accounting then. Then over 50, so in different fields in accounting, I had experience in manufacturing business, in a non-government organization, then in a government organization also, in a ministry. Then I can say that in accounting field, in various capacities and in various fields, I had worked. Then more than 50% of my career, actually, I was at a supervisory or at a managerial level. Starting 1996, I was at management level. I was finance head, finance manager, finance and admin manager. Even in the ministry also, I was a division head in finance and administration in Ministry of Marine Research also. I was in charge of finance and budget unit. I was 30 then, I remember. Then I have worked also in the management position from just from the finance and accounting position. Then I shifted, moved also. I was a general manager. I was a trust fund head, like CEO also for 6-7 organizations. I ran for about 3 years in the National Youth Organization in Eritrea. And so my experience is more of accounting and management in the last. Then I had also from 2005-6 or so, I had the opportunity also to lecture as instructor in various organizations. To mention some, there is the Erie British Institution. I lectured accounting. In SMAP, there is a college, like a college SMAP. I lectured accounting. There was Institute of Religious Studies. I lectured accounting in the related fields here. So that this was, so I can say that then I immigrated before here also. I went to Dubai in the South Sudan to work also. Then I was a finance manager. So more of my work is in accounting and management, and short period of time also as a part-timer instructor in accounting and finance related fields.
Wow, that's a very huge experience. Actually, Razana, you took me back to the old days. 1986, 85. That's the years that we have graduated. So it's really a very huge experience and a great experience you have. So coming back to our college, how did you get into Computek College? How did you come first to Computek College, and how long have you been teaching here?
Yeah, you see, like I said before, it's networking is very important. I said here, isn't it?
Yes.
I tried to apply when I was there for about 2 years, applying in different job vacancies, positions, and so on. It was not successful anyway. Then through networking, through a friend of mine, I came to know that there is Computer College, and I had to contact them. Then I contacted with TJ. The first telephone conversation was with TJ from Gulf. I was then not in Toronto. I was here 100 kilometers from here. There is a town, industrial town called Gulf. I was there. So that the first telephone was with TJ. Then we had a good conversation. Then there was a faculty like Dr. Berhe. There was a faculty affairs manager, also Hansika. Then my contact was with Hansika. Immediately I came, up to 2-3 days, I came to Toronto, I had an interview and I had also a presentation. And then Morally, Matti, TJ, another guy also, I don't know. There was a presentation. They asked me for a presentation. I did. Then it was all good. Anyway, so that from the starting date, this atmosphere, I liked Computek from the day that I came and met this management staff from the CEO, TJ, Mati, everybody was cooperative. Dr. Berhe, Hansika, everybody was cooperative. That's why I'm here now. So I have been here for 3 years, and I have a plan to stay here for the coming years ahead, because I
Great.
like this place. Yeah.
Great. We want you to be here. That's really great, actually. Most of us, when it comes to computer college, the first person that we meet is TJ. And TJ is really a great person to to host any any newcomer, which is really great. So let's come a little bit into detail into your subject of expertise. You have had a lot of experience on accounting, payroll, tax, even as a managerial position at a lower level, at entry level, and you have a very huge experience. And now you are teaching accounting, payroll, and tax. So, what do you think about students who have to learn this program, accounting, payroll, and tax? Do you think that they need to have some sort of background knowledge about the subject, or they can also join us from scratch whenever they want to be accountants? So, what do you think about the students who have to join our program?
Uh, you know, actually, accounting courses, accounting course. This course is not simple. You cannot do it like any other, like management, for instance. You can do it by reading and so on, because it's in our daily. You manage at home, you manage with friends, you manage at football clubs, and so on and so forth. Accounting, it needs some background, yes, but because it is based mathematics, it's like mathematics, it's based on number crunching. Then even if you come from other backgrounds, you can easily acquaint, or you can easily adapt to it if you read it and if you practice it. Because it's like I said, like this number crunching fields or disciplines like physics, mathematics, is a number crunching. So that there are certain things that you have to do. If you can do and practice these certain things, most of the students that joined the university when I joined Asmara University came from what we call that time science stream in high school.
Mhm.
From not at all, I was in a commerce stream in high school, but most of the accounting that the students, my colleagues, were from science stream. So that in a short period of time you can. So of course, if you come from a commerce or business stream, it's good for you. It will be easy for you. If
Yeah.
not, you cannot rule out that I'm not in a business or in accounting, so that I cannot. You can do it. Most of my students here in the last 3 years, they didn't have a background. Some of them, they were we finished the nine months program, they were so brilliant actually.
Mhm.
Even most of them, those. So you don't need. What you need is when you come here, you have to be serious. You have to be committed. You have to know because there is what you call general accepted accounting principles. These are very common principles that if you can learn this, practice this one, then everybody can join this. Uh, Now it's not about accounting actually. I'm talking about accounting. There is payroll part, and there is, especially in the last 1 year, I think, tax part also.
Yeah.
So this is also very important in Canada. I will talk about that in detail later, so that anybody can join accounting, payroll, and tax program
Great.
here.
Great. I think, yeah, the fact that you have mentioned even students with no background of accounting, they can join the college, they can join the program, and they can be successful. The only thing that they need is commitment and hard work. Very great. In line with that, you may find students, like yourself actually, you may find some students who have done accounting back home, and they have a accounting background. Do you think our program will also benefit to such students who have accounting background?
Definitely, definitely. Though accounting is universal, there is a standard in accounting.
Mhm.
There is what you call GAP, General Accepted Accounting Principles, and also International Financial Reporting Standards, IFR, so that it's standardized all over the world. For instance, an accountant from our college, here, from Computek College, can work in Brazil or in France, or because accounting is standardized because of this standards. Now, but when you come here, even you have an accounting background. I came from Eritrea, for instance, isn't it? So I have an accounting background. I have worked on that. I even said lectured and so on and so forth. But when I come here, I have to. The tax system is different from Eritrea. Tax
Mhm.
system Canada is different from US, from Germany, from Pakistan, India, whatever. So
Yeah.
you need to know also about that payroll system. Now also the payroll profession is getting before like 2 decades, it was part of accounting. Payroll was done or is prepared in as an accountant. One of my job was to prepare payroll in, or as a finance head, the accountant, all other accountants you assign. There was rotation, you prepare it. Now payroll, when I came here to Canada, payroll was a big chunk of profession, actually big. It has so that you can certify payroll. So even if you have accounting first degree or masters like mine and so on, you need, when you come here also, you have to join these programs because you need the tax part and the payroll part, which is different from other, because they have different rules, laws, legislations, and so on and so forth. So you need it. Obviously, you need it.
Yeah, great. So I
Yeah,
think we can expect also students with accounting background so
sure.
that they can benefit from our program.
Yeah.
That's great. So I think you mentioned a little bit about the topics that are covered in our program. Can you a little bit expand on the interesting topics that are covered in our program? What are the interesting topics that students need to know about our program?
Yes, sure. Of course, this program is all inclusive. That's the good thing is, uh, you are not. We are not only focusing on financial accounting. That is the basic accounting. That is what you call financial, because people know that if you are an accountant, you have to prepare the financial statements, the balances, the income, and so on. Here, I said all inclusive because we have two parts of the basic account. There is the basic accounting, the bookkeeping and accounting at the entry level or basic. Unless you know that, you cannot go for the advanced ones. Even after having diploma from here, if you want to further your education, you have to have this basic one. We have it here in this, so that everybody is familiar with accounting at this level, even can prepare financial statements. One. Second, we have a very good part of it also, financial analysis and control, we call it. That is part of financial management. So that is related apart from the accounting, the accounting that you have on day to day about incomes and expenses. This is about more of money, about budgets. We discuss about cash flows. We discuss about financial ratios, so that we make it to include all this in the financial analysis. So you have two parts of accounting, the financial accounting part, which is the basic one, and the financial management. Then we have the payroll part. We have two payrolls, two modules in payrolls, so that will be good. Of course, if you want certification, you can read more and so on. At this level, even you can go and study a little bit. You can have payroll certification. So two payrolls as well. Then we have the income tax that is added now in the last 1 year.
Yeah.
Very interesting, so that you can do your personal tax return every year. If you are having this in most of them, They were so satisfied when we have the software, pro software here for our that we learn here. Then they are so satisfied, so that you can do yours, you can do your friends, your family, even you can do for others. If I at this level, when we give this personalized for corporates to advance it, you have to take these ones. Then there are the softwares. People are actually much interested about the softwares. I am not much interested about that because these days people, if they do the softwares, they think that they are accountants. But I tell them, I tell every student of mine, you have to do the basic accounting. Software is about 3-4 days. Everyone can learn, can teach you within 3-4 days, but you have to be accountants. Then it comes later. But most of them, they are excited to see these softwares. We have the basic one is we have the QuickBooks, Sage 50. Of course, Sage 300 is APAT, about accounts receivable. I don't know, sometimes because it's an advanced one for giant companies, but we have 3 softwares as well. So it's all inclusive. That's a package, very good package within 1 year now. It means everything you have it.
Great. Great. I think it's a very great explanation because
Thank you.
we have all the basic ones and we have the advanced ones in accounting and finance. We have income tax, we have payroll, and in addition to that, also we have softwares. Of course, I agree with you that softwares are just only facilitators, right? So unless you know the basic principle behind it, then learning software is just only nothing. So let's, having said this about the educational background, about the programs, let's come to the most interesting topic, which is employment. Right. So, as a private career college, our college is basically teaching students to towards their career, right? So towards their placement. So in terms of job prospects, where do you think our students after graduation can be placed? Or do you have any example from your students who have successfully placed themselves somewhere, who got job opportunities? Can you think of any example, or can you just give us what are the job prospects? You can also highlight if you want. We have the career services department here, right? So, what support do this career services department give to our students after graduation?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. As a matter of fact, most of the students who are very successful actually in their grades, or who are very interested and attended every class or every session, participating, asking. They tell me after they some of them they have contact up to now. Actually, some of them they are they completed the course before 2 years, but still they have contact with me. Some of them. So I have I cannot remember the names. Jason. Sometimes I cannot spell Tirani, and so on and so forth. They tell me that the first batch before COVID, when I came here physically, I taught from the first batch. I taught one was Jason. I don't know, so successful, so that she promoted. She told me that she promoted in her place, so that she was very grateful to me, to the school, and so on and so forth. So many times we exchanged some emails and so on. A, she got a good base here, and now she's good at her workplace. Other like 2 or 3 of one very interesting. I remember. In fact, I shared it with I think with Dr. Berhe, with Murali, with TJ. She said that she was working. She's working in a pharmaceutical as an accountant in a pharmaceutical establishment.
Yeah.
So she was accountant for about 2-3 years. She is doing. There is one um, concept which is called bank reconciliation in accounting. You reconcile banks. It means what you have as a cash in your book, in your with like we did individual also. You have from bank, isn't it, in our mobiles,
Yeah.
the ins and outs, all
Yes.
what is deposited and what we withdrew. Then the same also companies, they do every month.
Yeah.
We did it manually before. Now it's very easy. There is in software. So she said that she did it for about 2.5, about 3 years, but she didn't know what. Like I said, and Dr. Vera mentioned also about softwares. They showed her this is what you do once, then she did it, but she didn't know what she was doing. She
Yeah.
told us in class. Share. Now I know I'm happy that I come to Computer College because what is bank reconciliation? I did it for about 2 years, but I didn't know what I'm doing. They showed me the software, then every month I do it. Now, what is bank reconciliation? I came to know what is bank by coming here to Computer College. So there are a number of things. Sometimes you don't remember everything. So
No.
some of my students also very recently also they are employed in an accounting position. Some of them also they are promoted in accounting what do you call field. Normally, if you are one of the graduates here, if you complete here this course, accounting, you cannot say accounting is versatile.
Yeah.
It's indispensable in every organization, whether it's manufacturing, retail organization, service organization, non-government organization. Every hospitals, they need accountant. Manufacturing business, they need accountant. Retail business, they need accountant. Banks, they need, so that you have opportunity. You have wherever you go, you have opportunity. It's not only about accounting. Also these days, you can be also a credit officer, a finance officer, tax. You can work also as a tax accountant because Computer College added also tax on that program,
Yeah.
isn't it? So you can work also as a tax accountant in many tax offices, even in government office. You can be recruited also as a tax. So there is a lot of opportunity, I think, for accounting.
Great, great, great for sharing those very good examples and interesting also stories. Yes, definitely. I think, as you mentioned, we need accountants everywhere, and the job demand is very huge because every company, every organization needs accountant. I just don't want to wind up my podcast without asking this question. I
Okay.
just want to ask this question because I feel that it's very important. So, what's your message to students who are still thinking about taking our programs, and for those students who are almost halfway in their programs? What is your message to these students?
Okay. Actually, this is just to repeat what we have discussed. Uh, Accounting, like any field, if you are going to be a student, you need to study hard. You need to be committed. If not, don't afraid that, like I said, don't to be that accounting is a very tough um discipline or field. But it's like every discipline or field. It's simple. If you are committed, if you are followed seriously, then it is not that much tough. I mean, you can do it because I have in the last 3 years I saw many people, or I'm a witness that many of students, they said, I didn't have any background, but those who said that I didn't have a background are coming more successful than those, maybe those who have a background, they will be lenient. I don't know. So that
Mhm.
you come here, it's a very, I said, I will repeat it, it's very versatile and indispensable these days for organizations, even at individual level, not only to be employed, even for yourself, for your households. And these days, there are a number of jobs online, isn't it? So that having that background, it may help you. Especially now, Computer College includes everything. There is a payroll part, like we have said. There is a tax part. There is also the accounting part. So you can do it. Any person can do it if you are committed. There are committed instructors. There is a committed staff, administrative staff in Computer College, so that everyone supports us. as far as I know, is everyone supports for a student here in our college, so that you can do it and you will have a good prospect. There is an opportunity. If you graduated here as an accountant here, like we said, that there are a lot of opportunities. You can the main ones now, most of them I have seen is that accounts receipt, because they dissected it these days. They broke down. We were accountants. We're accountant. Now there is accounting payable clerk, accounting receivable clerk, payroll. They break down into, so that the opportunity is vast. It means, isn't it? You see job vacancies, accounts payable clerk at entry level. So that from
Mhm.
our diploma program here at entry level, there are a lot of opportunities. It's not also that much tough. We have books, we have softwares here, there are committed instructors, so that even if you don't have a background of accounting, come and join, then everything will be good for you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Razana. I hope this podcast will be viewed by many students who are currently in our program or who wants to come to our program, and they will benefit from your sharing experience. Yeah, so thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for your time, and thank you also for your sharing your experience, your knowledge, and your background. Thank you so much, Razana. I hope we're going to do more podcasts in the future. So we'll share our experience. Thank you very
Okay.
much once again, Razana.
Thank you very much, Dr. Berhe. I'm really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for your questions. Very brief, very it make it easy for the podcast because of your questions. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I see you next time. Bye.
Thanks, Razana. All right, bye. Bye.
Bye.